The early inhabitants of the ridge were the Maidu Native Americans who lived here for centuries in the valleys and in the foothills. Their populations were diminished in the 1700s when foreigners came to the Sacramento Valley and they spread diseases. And then again, the population suffered in the 1850s when the gold rush started and all the miners came to the ridge and basically destroyed the land for the Native Americans. A lot of our early pioneers, for example, on the ridge came from the Midwest, Missouri, Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee, to search for gold. Initially they did find gold, but it was depleted quickly, but they saw other resources like lumber and farming to take the place of the gold.
What happened is as the miners came to the ridge and came to California, they saw how wonderful California is. The climate, the resources. They would come to get gold and gold was fast disappearing. Yet they would look around and look at these wonderful trees that, the loggers came and logged off the trees. And so what was left was dirt. And who likes dirt? Farmers. It was first miners, then loggers, and then the farmers.
But it had great soil. It had ample rainfall. It had a great climate. We're kind of a Mediterranean climate, it's called. And it was a pretty place to be. And they discovered that it grew great crops, produce and orchards and so forth, and even livestock. And so it became a very agrarian kind of a settlement, homesteads.
They were independent people. They didn't rely on the city at all.
They found that the fruits on the foothills were better than the fruits in the valley. We're known for, in our early history, for our apple industry, but before the apples were olives, and that's kind of an unknown fact about Paradise. We were largely an olive growing community, and then apples took off, and apples, we ended up with more apple orchards than we did olive orchards, and the apples were shipped all over the world.
Logging and timber was a big deal. I think most of Paradise had sort of been logged off by the time I got here. Certainly everything above us going toward Magalia and Sterling City was still actively being logged off.
It was easy to harvest the wood because the terrain wasn't as difficult as the higher mountains. Railroad was terrific in the growth of the ridge. The railroad made it easier for sawmills to ship their lumber down to the valley floor and for farmers to ship their produce to the valley floor.
Before that, how do you get a wagon load of tomatoes to Sacramento or to the Bay Area in time before they spoil? The train changed all of that.
The depot was put in 1904. When they put it in, it was built by this Diamond Match to serve the Sterling City community. And the train ran between Barber and Sterling City up until into the 1970s.
There's two stories about how Paradise got its name. The original one was that there was a saloon that was called Paradise, like the gambling dice. The other story is that a sawmill operator named William Leonard, on a hot, dusty day, came up the hill on horseback with his mill crew, settled under a ponderosa tree next to the mill, and he looked around and said to his crew, "Boys, this is Paradise." That name seems to have stuck.
Paradise is about as far north as gold comes. The Cascade Mountains and then the Sierra Nevada Mountains, and they are like fingers where they meet. So each canyon is kind of, the canyon may be Cascade, but next canyon over is Sierra Nevadas. The Cascades do not have gold. The Sierra Nevadas do. They met just north of Paradise, and that's where the Gold Nugget was found. In 1859, the Ira Weatherby group found a 54-pound gold nugget. It was after a rainstorm, and it had caused a landslide. They ran it up into town in Magalia. There were several bars there, and they had it sitting out where everybody could see it, and for 3 days everybody partied. They had a lot of fun. The gold was taken to San Francisco where it was melted down Sadly, there was no picture or model or anything, so we can only speculate what it looked like. 100 years later, the Chamber of Commerce of Paradise that had developed, and the Chamber decided that it was time to celebrate the nugget. So they had a one-day celebration. They did a parade, a dance, a queen contest, a historical display, a donkey derby where they replicated hauling the nugget from the Whiskey Flats all the way up to Magalia. The celebration became the support of the museum.
Gold Nugget Days was a very big deal, and it still is. In 1959, the first Gold Nugget Days celebration was held to, commemorate the gold rush. Even though it didn't have gold, Paradise was part of the gold rush. In its first year in 1959, and the subsequent years, at least as long as I lived here, it was such a huge affair. People dressed up, decorated their shops. It was just a seriously fun thing to happen. It has a lot of meaning to Paradise, more than one might suspect. Talking to people, it always strikes me that event carries strong memories for anyone who's ever lived in Paradise, I think. And so it needs to continue.
We will have our parade again. We will make sure that tradition carries on. I think it's important to know how your community developed, what gave us our strength and resilience. And it starts with our pioneers.
The early pioneers were people who were searching for a new life, and they came and they were willing to forego the comforts that they had left behind and do what they needed to do. I think all of us are pioneers of some sort.